that clearly there is a criminal investigation underway and that they believe that there would be evidence of crimes in one or both of these homes.
As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than live up to that.
Jennifer Lopez may have thought her past with scene Diddy comms was long behind her, but recent legal troubles surrounding the iconic rapper have pulled her back into the spotlight. Diddy now faces serious allegations, including assault and mistreatment claims spanning several decades. As a result, people are beginning to ask tough questions about Lopez's connection to these controversies. Could she have known about any of the alleged incidents? And if so, why has she stayed silent for so long?
Does he have a shot? I think his attorneys raised some good arguments.
I think they raise good arguments as well. Maybe this will be third time's the charm, because the difference between this bail motion and the prior two is that this one really does get to the heart of what the court was concerned about, which was witness intimidation.
Recent months have seen a surge of legal battles surrounding scene Diddy comms, with multiple women accusing the music mogul of various forms of misconduct. One of the most shocking claims comes from an unnamed woman who alleges that Diddy assaulted her after a 2000 VMAs afterparty, an event attended by Jennifer Lopez. According to reports, the woman claims that after the high-profile event, she found herself in a frightening situation involving Diddy, sparking questions about whether Lopez might have witnessed anything that night. While Lopez has not been directly implicated in any accusations, the timing of these resurfaced claims and her past relationship with Diddy have fueled speculation about what she might have known. Some fans have even observed Lopez's recent public appearances, noting that her behavior seems noticeably different. For example, during a recent autograph signing, she abruptly left when a fan asked about Diddy's legal issues. This has led to speculation about whether she is distancing herself from her former partner as these allegations emerge.
Yeah, that's trying a criminal case in the modern times. A lot of evidence is on electronic devices, cell phone, tablets, computers, things of that nature. And the devices, especially if you have like external hard drives, 90 something terabytes of data on a single device makes me think it's some type of hard drive. That takes weeks to go through just for one device on its own.
If we rewind to the early 2000s, when Jennifer Lopez and Diddy were the it couple, their relationship was anything but ordinary. Lopez was already a rising star, while Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, was one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. Together, they were a force to be reckoned with, but behind the glamorous red carpet appearances and high-profile parties, cracks in their relationship were evident. Lopez has openly described their time together as tumultuous, recalling the constant drama and how their lives were moving in very different directions. While she was focused on building a stable family life, Diddy was immersed in a fast-paced, party-driven lifestyle. Lopez has been candid about why she ultimately chose to leave, explaining that she wanted something more grounded, something Diddy, despite his charm and influence, couldn't offer. She has even shared that she couldn't see herself having children with him due to the instability surrounding their relationship. However, what Lopez hasn't publicly addressed is whether she ever witnessed or suspected any behavior from Diddy that might have raised concerns about how he treated others.
Those situations lend to maybe some issues with tampering. And I do feel like there are victims who are scared to come forward, including my client. She was very nervous about if he was going to get bail this week. And once I told her, and then come after people, including her and some of the other individuals. And she was very relieved when he did not receive.
Some sources suggest that Jennifer Lopez may have turned a blind eye to some of Diddy's more questionable actions during their relationship. At the time, Diddy was at the height of his career, and for Lopez, who was still establishing herself in Hollywood, being linked to someone as powerful as Diddy had its advantages, but possibly at a cost. Rumors have emerged that Lopez may have been aware of certain troubling behaviors, but chose to stay silent, perhaps to protect her own rising career. While these claims are unverified, they've gained traction, especially in light of the recent wave of accusations against Diddy. One resurfaced incident involves a heated argument between Lopez and Diddy at the 2000 VMAs afterparty. the same event where an alleged assault took place. Eyewitnesses described the couple as visibly tense, with one source claiming that Lopez was in tears by the end of the night. Was this related to something she might have seen or heard? Or was it simply another instance of their turbulent relationship?
It's pretty interesting because I think, we have seen many photos, videos of Sean Combs, aka Diddy, through the Associated Press, through Instagram. And so to see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least. And I say that by being that you would expect him to feel a little defeated, a little gaunt, anything like that. But it wasn't that case. He appeared confident. He stood tall.
It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Diddy's legal troubles have made headlines. His past is marked by controversies, from club altercations to disputes with industry figures. However, what sets this current wave of accusations apart is the sheer number of people now coming forward, each with stories that paint a troubling picture of a man who allegedly used his power and influence to manipulate and mistreat those around him. With each new claim, questions about who knew what and when become even more pressing. Lopez, for her part, has remained mostly silent on these recent developments, neither issuing statements about Diddy's legal troubles nor commenting on the resurfaced rumors about their time together. Yet her silence is beginning to speak volumes, and some fans are wondering if Lopez is trying to quietly distance herself from the man she once called her partner. After all, her career remains strong, with a flourishing empire spanning music, film, and fashion, and the last thing she likely wants is to be drawn into a scandal that could tarnish her reputation.
Most importantly and most notably, when he walked inside the courtroom, the first thing that he looked at was his family. As soon as he saw his family, he just lit up. Another thing to note, too, is he wasn't shackled, but he was wearing a khaki prison-like jumpsuit when he appeared inside court, and his family appeared on their end.
But here's the thing. Lopez's silence may not be enough to keep her out of the spotlight. As the media digs deeper into Diddy's past, more details about their relationship are likely to emerge. And if it turns out that Lopez knew more than she's shared, she could face tough questions about why she didn't speak up sooner. Of course, it's entirely possible that Lopez was unaware of any of the alleged incidents involving Diddy. After all, being in a relationship doesn't necessarily mean knowing everything a partner does. However, the optics of the situation are challenging, and in today's climate, where public figures are held to higher standards of accountability, Lopez may find herself answering questions about her past with Diddy, even if she had no direct involvement in his actions.
We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy. Nice. She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
As the legal battles against Diddy continue to unfold, one thing is clear. This is only the beginning. With more people coming forward to share their stories, it's becoming increasingly difficult for those close to him to remain on the sidelines. Whether Lopez will eventually be drawn into the drama remains to be seen, but for now, she's walking a fine line between staying out of the spotlight and being perceived as complicit through her silence. This situation could also impact her fan base. Lopez has built her career on an image of strength, independence, and resilience. But if it emerges that she knew about any wrongdoing and chose to stay silent, that image could be at risk. Fans want to believe their idols stand for something, and if Lopez is seen as someone who turned a blind eye to abuse or mistreatment, it could have lasting repercussions on her career.
He controlled every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
On the other hand, some of Lopez's defenders argue that she shouldn't be held responsible for Diddy's actions, especially if she wasn't directly involved. They note that Lopez has always been private about her relationships, and it's unfair to expect her to comment on something she may not have known about. However, in the court of public opinion, silence is often seen as complicity, and Lopez may eventually find herself in a position where she has to address the rumors head-on. The situation is further complicated by the fact that both Lopez and Diddy have moved on with their lives. Lopez is now married to Ben Affleck, while Diddy continues to make headlines for his business ventures and personal life. But the past has a way of resurfacing. And with these new allegations coming to light, it's clear that this story is far from over.
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
As more details emerge about Diddy's alleged misconduct, attention will likely turn to those around him, friends, collaborators, and yes, even former partners like Jennifer Lopez. Although Lopez may wish to leave her past with Diddy behind, the reality is that she may have to confront it sooner rather than later. Ultimately, the question remains, what did Jennifer Lopez know, and when did she know it? This question is likely to be repeated in the coming months as Diddy's legal battles unfold. Whether Lopez decides to break her silence or continue distancing herself from the situation, one thing is certain, the world will be watching.
And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside.
As the public waits for answers, speculation will only continue to grow. Could this be the start of a larger reckoning for Diddy and those in his orbit? And if so, how will someone like Jennifer Lopez, who has worked so hard to cultivate her image over the years, navigate the fallout? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. This story is far from over. With all these allegations swirling, it's hard not to wonder what other secrets might be hiding in the shadows. Are there more people with stories to share about Diddy and his inner circle? And if so, will we ever learn the full truth? As the legal battles unfold, one thing is certain, the spotlight on Diddy and those around him isn't going away anytime soon.
So I think they're just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping that it sticks because they know that their client is guilty and they're just trying to do the best that they can with a guilty client.
Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture surrounding the explosive allegations against scene Diddy comms. And trust us, it's not just Jennifer Lopez who might be caught in the fallout. What's unfolding right now is part of a much larger story, one that's drawing in other high-profile figures in the entertainment industry and shaking up the music world in a way that could change everything. Here's the deal. Diddy is facing serious accusations of misconduct, but it's not just one or two people coming forward. No, this is a flood of claims from multiple individuals, painting a disturbing picture of a man who allegedly used his power, influence, and immense wealth to manipulate and control those around him. And as these allegations surface, it's clear that this situation isn't just about Diddy alone. Whispers of complicity are growing, with rumors circulating that some of his closest associates, those who worked with him, partnered with him, and benefited from his success, may have helped cover up his actions or, at the very least, turned a blind eye.
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
One of the most shocking claims to emerge from this situation involves what have been called free offs. According to court documents and testimonies, Diddy allegedly hosted high-energy parties that quickly spiraled out of control. These events weren't your typical Hollywood soirees, but more like underground gatherings where Diddy is said to have pushed boundaries, involving people in situations they didn't fully agree to, all under the pretense of having a good time. While these rumors have circulated for years, they're now central to multiple lawsuits, and the details are chilling. Diddy, with his decades-long career in the music industry, knows everyone and everyone knows him. From his days building Bad Boy Records to his current status as a business mogul. But now, some of the people closest to him for all these years are under scrutiny, with questions arising about how much they knew and whether they stayed silent to protect their own careers.
That's of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
Let's begin with the allegations that Diddy's inner circle may have played a role in facilitating some of these troubling events. Reports suggest that some of his closest associates, including members of his management team and security detail, were aware of what was happening at these infamous parties and chose not to intervene. In fact, some accounts even suggest that they helped organize or secure these events, ensuring that Diddy's guests, many of whom were allegedly pressured into attending, were kept away from prying eyes. There are claims that certain key figures in his entourage were paid handsomely to ensure everything ran smoothly, no matter how out of control things became. It's not just the behind-the-scenes figures who are being dragged into this scandal. Several prominent names in the music industry who've been linked to Diddy over the years are now facing questions about their involvement. Take Damon Dash, for example. Dash, who co-founded Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z, has been closely associated with Diddy for years. They've been photographed together at parties, shared business ventures, and were part of the same elite circle in the 90s and early 2000s. While there's no direct evidence connecting Dash to any wrongdoing, people are now questioning how much he knew about what was happening at these parties. Was he just a bystander, or was there more to his involvement?
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
Then there's Benny Medina, an industry heavyweight with a long history with Diddy. Medina, who is best known for managing stars like Jennifer Lopez and Will Smith, has been part of the same social circles as Diddy for years. In fact, it was Medina who helped Lopez transition from actress to pop star, bringing her even closer to Diddy's world. While there's no concrete evidence implicating Medina in any of Diddy's alleged behavior, his close ties to both Lopez and Diddy during the height of their relationship have led to speculation about whether he knew more than he's letting on. Could Medina have turned a blind eye to protect his clients, or was he simply too focused on his own career to notice what was happening around him? As for Lopez, the widening web of allegations against Diddy is raising pressure for those close to him to speak out. Fans and critics are calling for Lopez to directly address the rumors, especially since she was with Diddy during some of the most controversial moments of his career, including the infamous 1999 nightclub incident when the two were arrested following a gunfight at a Manhattan club. While Lopez was cleared of any wrongdoing, the incident thrust her into the media spotlight and raised questions about her relationship with Diddy.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands.
With these new allegations emerging, there's a renewed focus on that period of Lopez's life, specifically on what she might have witnessed or experienced during her time with Diddy. Some are even pointing to old interviews where Lopez discussed the intensity of their relationship, describing Diddy as someone who lived life on the edge and wasn't afraid to push boundaries. Could this have been a subtle hint that Lopez knew more than she was letting on, or was she simply reflecting on the tumultuous nature of their personal relationship without any awareness of Diddy's darker behaviors? It's not just Lopez under scrutiny. Other high-profile figures linked to Diddy over the years are also feeling the heat. Take Usher, for example. He has been close to Diddy since his teenage years, with Diddy even serving as a mentor when Usher was just starting in the music industry. Rumors suggest Usher may have attended some of Diddy's infamous parties, and while there's no evidence to suggest he was involved in any wrongdoing, his connection to Diddy has raised questions about whether he might have seen or heard things that could shed light on the ongoing allegations.
Well, either way, if you got to run to a private island because your evil doings are doing so much and they storming your house, it's one of these.
Let's not forget Diddy's long-standing ties to Hollywood, where he's built relationships with some of the biggest names in the business, including actors, directors, and producers. One name that's been mentioned in connection with Diddy is Leonardo DiCaprio. The two have been spotted partying together on multiple occasions, and while there's no evidence suggesting DiCaprio was involved in any of the alleged misconduct, his association with Diddy has raised eyebrows. DiCaprio is known for being part of Hollywood's elite circle, and fans are now wondering whether he might have witnessed something at one of Diddy's infamous gatherings. Could DiCaprio, or any of Diddy's other high-profile friends, be called as witnesses if these cases go to trial?
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap.
Diddy's legal troubles are far from over. In addition to the current lawsuits, there are rumors that more individuals are preparing to come forward with their own stories. Some sources have even suggested that federal authorities are looking into Diddy's business dealings, hinting that this could be just the tip of the iceberg. If these rumors prove true, we might be witnessing one of the biggest scandals to hit the music industry in years, with far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. As Diddy's legal battles intensify, his reputation is taking a serious hit, and it's not just his career on the line, it's his entire legacy. For years, Diddy has been celebrated as a trailblazer in hip-hop, a man who helped shape the sound and culture of an entire generation. But now, with these allegations hanging over him, people are questioning whether his success was built on something far darker. Could this be the end of Diddy's reign as one of the most influential figures in entertainment? And if so, what does that mean for the countless artists, producers, and executives who have worked with him over the years?
I'm not going to talk about anything that I haven't said in court or in the papers. These are all great questions, but I'm just not going to get into it. So,
can you speak about your concerns about the leak and the video? You have spoken about that.
I did it in the court papers, and I'm just going to stick to the court papers. As you guys all know, as you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other.
One thing is certain, this story is far from over. As more details emerge, the list of people caught up in the scandal is only expected to grow. While Diddy has maintained his innocence, the sheer volume of accusations makes it clear that this battle won't fade away anytime soon. For now, all eyes are on the legal system as prosecutors and lawyers prepare to dig deeper into Diddy's past and the histories of those closest to him. What's next? Will more individuals come forward with their own stories? Will Diddy's inner circle finally break their silence? And how will the scandal impact the careers and reputations of those caught in the crossfire? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. This is a defining moment for the music industry, and the fallout from these allegations will be felt for a long time to come.
You believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes.
As we await more information to surface, one question remains. How far does this go? Are there others in the entertainment industry with their own secrets to hide? If Diddy, one of the most powerful figures in music, can face such serious allegations, who's next? Share your thoughts in the comments and be sure to subscribe for more updates on this explosive case. Trust us, this is one story you won't want to miss.